Yeah.
And I have to do a roll call of all present. Carol Mahoney,
Here,
Janet Khan,
Here.
Carol Cahill,
Here.
Ken Zeb,
Yeah.
Jack Ward,
Here.
and myself, Patricia Foley, and our director, Liz McNeil.
Here.
Okay. Next is the approval of the minutes for February 17th. Any questions?
No.
Okay, I need a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, so
Wait, who said first? Wait,
Zeb
it's
has
me,
his hand
Zeb.
up.
give me a minute here, people.
Zeb,
Sorry.
okay, sorry.
No, it's
Zeb
okay. I didn't hear Jack. I didn't hear Zeb.
And Jack.
Okay.
Okay, so Carol Mahoney,
approve.
yes.
Yes.
Janet Khan,
Yes.
Carol Cahill,
Yes.
Ken Zeb,
Yes.
Jack Ward,
Yes.
and myself, Patricia Foley. Okay, the next meeting will be April 21st. And next on the agenda are the reports. Liz?
Okay, starting with the director's report. Ebook circulation is a little low this month. I'm interested to see if that continues. Museum passes are decent considering that there's really only one museum available right now. Curbside pickup is steady. Take and make crafts still popular. Online story times and the book groups still meeting. Under building issues, we talked about the sewer drain clog last month. We're still doing online meetings. I'll write it on the report next month because it just ended in March, but winter reading went pretty well. We had 66 participants, mostly kids, but some teens and adults too. No deposits this month. Are there any questions on anything on here?
Liz, is there an update on the windows at all?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
building item.
All right, financial budget.
Oh, excuse me, Pat. I just have, Liz, Jack sent that article about what Amazon is doing with books and what have you. Have you heard anything yet from the state, or is there any conversation going on in the network?
I sent it to Rob Favini, and
Yeah.
he was sending it to the library commissioners.
Yeah, but I was just wondering if they also, since it's been quite a controversy through ALA and other things, have through the network or anything, is there you starting to see any conversation? That's all.
No, not at that level. I've been noticing it for a while, especially on audiobooks. It's been happening, and I just got a request recently for an audiobook, but it's not available on CD. It's only downloadable from Amazon. So that's been the case for a while. I hope it changes.
Well, I do recommend that we also send a letter to our congressional delegation and
Right.
our representative, because there are a number of library bills in front of them at the moment. And the Amazon situation is causing some controversy, certainly, but also it's been brought to their attention.
Yes,
So-
I was glad to see that article. I hope it brings some attention to it. On the financial report.
Yes, thanks, Jack.
Oh, yes. Are there any questions on the financial report? If you remember last month, it didn't show all the months because we usually resize it to make it easier to read, but then it seemed like there was a discrepancy with the totals. So this month I sent you one where you can see all the months, but that makes the numbers smaller.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Let me know if you can't read anything.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Magnifying glass.
Yeah.
So we're about 71% of the way through the year. So books books and related materials is at almost 80%, so that's a little bit ahead of the pace. That's good. Other things are low, but we some things are over, so we'll move stuff around and make it up. Any questions? Okay.
Okay, next, treasurer's, Zeb.
On February, we, on February 28th, we had $122,512.29. On March 1st, we got $37.50 at interest rate of 0.399%, bringing March 1st balance to $122,549.79. Available funds for us, $6,019.40.
Okay, any
I
questions?
just want to say this, at $37.50 on a 28-day cycle, that's the lowest interest we've.
Beautiful.
Mm,
Thank you.
okay,
Thank you.
next, the review of schedules of departmental bills payable. Any questions?
No.
No. Okay, next is the library director's evaluation. Does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
No? Okay, moving right along. Okay, Liz, potential reopening.
Town Hall is planning to reopen their building next month. So we are shooting for a limited reopening like we've talked about before at the same time. So we will have a couple of computers in the meeting room and a selection of books for browsing, books, DVDs, magazines. And then we'll open the children's room to one family at a time. And we'll try to do in one door and out the other, like we've talked about. Does anybody have any questions?
So no one will be allowed upstairs yet.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for now because of the stairs. Stairs are so narrow.
Yeah.
It was awkward to pass someone on the stairs before this started. So,
Well, do you have to make an appointment for the computers?
I don't think other libraries have had to do appointments in our area, but we'll see how much demand we have. And if there's a lot, we will start doing appointments.
And a limit to the people in the community room browsing?
Yeah, I think we'll have to limit it to a couple of people browsing at a time.
And I believe Liz said there'll be a greeter at the door
Yep,
to kind of monitor.
I imagine it will be me most of the time.
Liz, could you put this in a document just so we could kind of get what you're thinking about heading to, what date, and just what the other
Yeah.
things are?
Yep.
Because there's a lot to it. And, also the idea of when it does happen, of making something significant of it for the community. I know we don't want hordes of people coming, but at the same time that we're welcoming back into the library, and whether or not there's something that we could do for signage, for, just like little thoughtful giveaways, or a welcome back, we missed you, those type of things. That would be, you and your team could think about those type of things. But also, you do need to have to put down, like directionals on the rug, more signage that only one family is allowed. And I presume that the meeting room isn't going to be used for meetings
Right.
for a period of time, right, too? So, I mean, just the whole publicity and idea of saying to people at this particular time, we will not be able to do that, or we're not having people upstairs because of having to go up and down the stairs and those type of things. So if there's a whole kind of like a PR package that you might want to put together, and if we could see like an outline, I know I would appreciate it. I'm sure the other people would too.
Janet?
Also, not to speak for them, but the friends might be willing to do like a little, I don't know, cookie or
Yeah.
something, welcome
We'll
back
do
type
something.
thing,
Yeah.
to hand out as well to people.
Well, that would be great.
We can
Uh,
talk about it. The next meeting is the 30th.
Yes, I'll be
Oh,
there.
no, and the next meeting, is it the 4th? Is it gonna be the 4th Tuesday or the last one,
I think
everybody?
the 30th,
It's April.
the last one,
It's
right?
always the last one.
Yep.
So we could, I can talk to Karen about it just to broach the subject.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay, okay, Zeb,
I have a question. On our website, are we gonna put down, like, so that people, like, we're gonna open the library, but they'll have the rules so that, you know, they can look at them before
that
they
makes
come
sense.
in?
Hmm.
And then at the same time, you can use that if to fine tune all the time. You can just put like update, you know, today's date, and then if you went 4 days down the road and things weren't working out, you could just say, we're no longer doing that update,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
good idea.
That way you have a way of, I think the unit will be protected more in terms of trying to get the word out. Yes, you're welcome. However, check our website, you know, and it kind of gives you the background before, like, we get a horde of people or, you know,
Yeah,
or whatever. Oh,
If
I
we
hear the library's open. I'm going, you know.
if we can, I'd like to, if we can be ready a few days before town hall, maybe we can like do a soft launch and roll it
Yeah.
out on a small scale and see how that
Yeah.
goes and what we need to change.
Well, I think Facebook also, because you've been utilizing Facebook really well.
Yeah,
And I think it's been good response from the community on that. So that would be another avenue to put things out onto.
Yep, we would definitely do that.
Yeah.
And we've been trying the cable TV station, putting our announcements on there too. So we'll do that too.
Great.
Well,
Okay.
I have a question. Has any of the staff been vaccinated?
I think there were 2 people who had appointments. I'm not sure whether they have received their shots yet, but I think there's only 2 who are eligible so far.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was hoping that we could hold on until at least those 2 people got a shot, and I'd feel safer about having people in the building after that.
no mandatory masks, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And there'll be enough certainly sanitizers and other things around as they've been doing. Liz, it relates to town hall. Does this also, is the senior center heading for a soft opening too, or an opening?
They are doing programs with small numbers of people. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Nice to see.
Yes. I know they
Okay.
have been hit hard, so I'm sure they're happy to be able to do something.
right.
Good.
Okay, next on the agenda is building updates.
Okay, so first we have the window project. If you have been by, you might have noticed that there's been some painting done on the exterior.
Looks nice.
Yeah, the color I think is better than that yellow color. There has been some interior work done this week. They stripped the window over the stairs, and once we get the color figured out, they will refinish that. And it's nice that it seems like it might be warmer soon. So they, when they actually take the windows out and replace them, it will be a better time to do that. There are no storm windows in my office right now, and it was really cold one day this week.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
But things are happening, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
On the workroom, I have had 2 contractors give me a quote, and they were both over $10,000 for the construction part. So I think we'll need a third quote for procurement. And I checked with Doug because I wasn't sure if the construction part and the furniture part were 2 separate $10,000 thresholds. And he said the way we're planning to do it, they would be. So that gave me some good clarity on how to proceed. So I need a third contractor, but I'm working on that. And then the third item on here is ceiling tiles. We got the tiles in finally, and Justin has been going around and replacing them. The public bathrooms look much better with full ceilings.
Wow,
Yes.
that's great.
Okay, Liz, the panel,
Oh,
the
okay.
divider.
Yes. Last month we talked about the idea of putting a storage area in the meeting room. And Beverly and I had talked before about the idea of creating a room with movable walls. So I'm going to try to share my screen here and see if you can see. Can you see this website?
Whoa.
Yes.
So this is, if we got this example is of a wall that's 6 feet, 8 inches high and 24 inches long, 24 feet, sorry. So I was thinking if we got this and made an area in the corner, it would be 12 by 12. Then here is another page that has examples of different examples of how you can use them. So I was looking for a good one that shows, like, here's one that's kind of like making a room almost. So I thought if we did this in the corner, and then you can also get a door on the end. I thought we could have a door into a little storage room. Does anybody have any thoughts about that?
I'm nervous about the door.
Because
I would think, yeah, I have no idea, but I would think fire regulations,
it's
a room within a room situation, and what's being kept in there also.
okay. I will.
Which room is it going in?
Well, it wouldn't be up as high as the ceiling. How high
Community
would it
room.
be?
It's,
I'm sorry, I still didn't
I'm
hear.
sorry, Zeb.
Community
we're talking
room
about a
downstairs.
Oh, God, thank you.
I was thinking like there was one corner where we have a bunch of stuff usually anyway, so we could use this to.
Carol, I actually think that is a fairly decent idea, with or without a door.
Right,
What
Yeah.
she's going to hide are the 12-foot tables, all that stuff that's in the corner that no one.
I would go without the door. I think,
Wait a minute, if you needed to have a small meeting with the kids or something, they can roll it right out. My understanding that it's fluid as well as
yes.
creating.
Yeah.
So it would, in a conference room, I would think, if it was sanitized in between you, so to speak, could be very easily used, for a lot of different things.
Liz, isn't the door in the panel?
Yes, it's
It's in the
like
panel.
an end panel and it
Yeah.
can swing in and out.
It might be
So
good
it
to
wouldn't really be a room in a room, would it?
No, because it wouldn't
Yeah.
go all the way to the ceiling
Right.
or floor.
Right. It's movable. Yeah.
might be a good idea to ask the fire chief to come over and just talk about it with you.
Sure.
I love the idea. I also did go back to Jack's idea, some kind of more storage, because I would love eventually to get that archive room back to an archive room
Right.
instead of a storage room. So that wouldn't suffice that, because you wouldn't be able to lock anything up, right? It'd be all modular, which again, looks great.
Here's an
What are we looking to store? Are we looking for like furnishing going in there, the tables or chairs?
Have to ask Jack.
Yeah, so what are we looking to store?
Jack?
That's,
Oh, I would say as much as possible. That's why I was thinking if we physically built a room and had a storage area with a locked door, for tables, chairs, you could put in shelving. You could take stuff that's lying around the archive room that should be in a closet someplace. But
Well,
that-
we'd want modular shelving because we don't want to put anything on those walls.
Oh, no, just freestanding,
God,
like they have in the
Right.
children's librarian's closet. It has those metal shelves. I mean, you can
Shelves,
get different
yeah.
sizes.
they're not
But
permanent.
it
Right.
gives you the opportunity to create a lot of storage space without limiting your meeting room. I mean, you have a huge meeting room, but the movable wall has merit. It's just,
Mhm.
I just think it would be a lot better to have a clean looking room, and not a half meeting room, half storeroom in the corner.
Well, can we do both? And I think
Yeah.
it was Zeb last time that said about the storage room, that Zeb personally reorganized, sort of? Are there things, I don't know, maybe we need just a big look at it, at everything, Liz, but I do love the idea of the modular screen for a lot of reasons.
Right.
It would be a great purchase, I think, but
Liz,
You know what? Why don't we
Liz, any idea?
think of it this way?
Go ahead, Zeb.
If we, as a group, we should consider where we're going first. In other words, are we creating, so to speak, a storage area? In other words, where we get this with the door and we put it there. And then looking back at her design, they look like they come smaller. And if you wanted to buy another pair, where they could use them in like I saw the ones with the big circles in there and use them for different things in a different area in the conference room, work for us too, where they could easily be, I don't know, always, or we could have another little box, I don't know, but we could try one as storage first and then maybe expand from there if we find it useful. If we don't, we don't
Liz,
have money.
what was the pricing on the walls?
This size with the door was about 2,300 with the shipping and everything.
2,300.
bad.
1,200 a panel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Liz,
that's fair.
Liz, I'd like your input. How much storage room do you need? I mean, if ideally, if you had your wish come true, what would you want for a storage area?
Conference room.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been thinking recently about how there are like no closets upstairs, pretty much. So yeah, as much as we can get, really. But I worked in a library before that had a room like this that was made of like temporary walls, and it was pretty handy. We stored a lot of stuff in it.
safely.
Yes.
Still using the room.
Yeah, that library was like one big room. It didn't have separate rooms, but one corner was like separated off into a storage area. And it worked well there.
But my question is the idea of storage and whether or not it's active storage or storage that goes there and we'll never see it again for 20 years. That's a problem with the archive room. That room needs to be cleaned out and weeded from material that we no longer need. And the idea of if you need to have storage for equipment and other things that are going to be used, that's great. But if it's going to become a graveyard of material, I mean, that happens in libraries. I mean, we're absolute hoarders. So
There's a room, the trash room has,
Zeb next.
the trash room has quite a bit of racks in there. If I believe the last time I was in there, the boxes all up in the top are wasteful space.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the place I think you could put the things that, let's just say a digital projector that we're not sure we're keeping. More space for that stuff. Maybe the new room is, like Jack said, or someone said, the archival material, if you wanted to store that there, until you make a decision on where I don't know. I don't know what you do with
Deaccessioning, that's the word Carol used last time.
Well, there is stuff.
Carol, believe it or not, the archives have already been cleaned out quite a bit.
There is
Well,
stuff in
I
the,
just went with an area,
well,
there is
we
stuff
have the
in
great opportunity in the archive room to digitize a lot of things and get grants for digitizing. And I'm sure both Beverly and Liz are very familiar with that, and it's coming through. There's a whole bunch of new bills with libraries money coming through right now. Well, hasn't come through yet, but there's millions of dollars, some of the library acts that are coming through. But the state has been very good on digitizing. So that's the other side of it that we need to do, is to get that material done, digitized, and moved on to where it's, we no longer need the paper version because we've got it digitized for people, for the community.
So how do we make a plan for all this?
Well, no, Liz and Beverly, I'm sure,
Yeah.
have dealt with this before. And also the Board of Library Commissioners have people, like they do in most things, that will assist, when the time's appropriate. They're probably not going out now and doing a lot of things, but I think that could be part of a project to consider.
Carol, can we do any of this without having a strategic plan in place?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It definitely should be part of the strategic plan, but you certainly could begin it. Absolutely. Yeah. But, so we've got to decide what's going in the little storage space. And I love the movable walls. The movable walls build in flexibility for you, and that's great. And I understand Jack's need too, because a lot of times you can, you know, if something's in a room and you do shut the door, you don't see the mess that you make, but, you know, it's contained.
I see Jack's idea, it's storage, you know, too.
Yeah.
We're gonna
No, I like it.
in there, you
Yeah.
know. I think we ought to go one and then decide if that's working, maybe get another unit. I don't know. I mean, I
Can
think
we,
have
once-
flexibility.
sorry,
It's a
once the-
decent price.
Once the
Yeah, and
building
you're
opens-
looking for something smaller on the other one, you know?
once the building opens, can we all go in and talk about this with you? Liz, you could explain, so I'm better visually.
Me
what you
too.
might have in mind, talk with the staff.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's one corner right now that has like toys and stuffed animals that are not in the children's room. And like, that's the kind of stuff I have in mind right now for just getting out of sight.
To trash it, you mean, or to,
No, because we'll
No.
hold on to it for when we can use it again. But right now we can't use it in the children's room.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
right.
keep it in the
Okay.
meeting room, but it would be out of sight, which I think would be better.
if you're stuffed animals, you may never be able to put them back in or want to.
Yeah.
I know.
Personally, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, really, if it has been, I don't know what the CDC would say about that, by the Board of Health, but. So how are we leaving this for my minutes? Further discussion next month?
Well, I agree with you, Janet. I think I have to see the area because I'm a visual learner. And I think that to see it, you know, whether or not, as Jack is proposing, the idea of our actual room or the idea of the movable walls. And maybe it's a combo, you know, maybe in the long run, it's a combination.
I would just say that I have informally measured the room this week and it's not as big as I would have guessed.
Mhm.
So I don't know if both things would fit. It's about like 30 by 40 feet, I think at the most.
It's bigger.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's
I
a smaller
said
unit,
that, Jack, but I like counted the ceiling tiles, which I know how big they are.
they're a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
2 feet.
could we,
2 feet, yeah.
could we have the one that goes all the way across blocking it and then individual ones behind that?
Trying to picture what you mean.
Like almost like made off like a couple of separate rooms like behind there?
Yeah, I think you can do anything you want if you get enough panels.
That was my question. Do they sell multiple size panels? In other words, can you get 12, 14, 16, 20, 24,
Yeah.
34 to 89, you know,
Hmm.
so to speak. So you can get whatever, you can make that dimension, you know, whatever size you want.
Yep.
They're still gonna charge you the same amount of money, but, you know.
Well, it probably goes-
It's still gonna be 2,500, you know.
You know. Well, why don't we also just measure it off and tape it off?
Yeah, I was looking, like going by the ceiling tiles, I thought if we did a 12 by 12 area in that corner, it wouldn't block anything right now. I can take some pictures and send them out if that would help for right now.
That would be beneficial.
Yeah, if you do it with tape on the floor, I think then everybody would kind of know.
Good idea.
We'll know it just by looking at it, where
So
it's.
can we say you find a time for us to come in before the next meeting, just as a look? Do we have to post that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No,
Well, we could come in individually.
No, but I don't want her to have to keep saying it over and over either.
I'll tape it out on the floor and then you'll just be able to see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us when you think it's okay for us to come in.
Okay.
the quickest and easiest way is count off the ceiling tiles in either direction, and they're 2 feet apiece.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's real quick.
And just for me in my notes, what's the size unit you're looking at generally speaking? What was it? The
I was
original?
looking at one that's 6 feet 8 inches high and
I'm
then
sorry, 6 feet high?
6 feet 8 inches high.
Okay, yeah,
And then at first I was looking at just 24 feet long and that
Yeah.
would be 12 by 12. And then if we add the door, that adds another 2 feet. So it could be,
So 14, yeah, okay,
yeah, like 14 by 12.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, anything else?
And it would be 14 long, right? Just so that by 12.
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah, I just generally thinking how the room would go would be.
Yeah, the room is.
But the
Yeah,
door would be on the big side. Okay,
yes, that would make sense.
team side. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay, next is farewell to trustees not returning. That would be me.
Pat,
9
years,
the board.
12 years, how many?
I remember when you were brand new.
I know, 9 years ago.
And obviously has served the town on many other committees too.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And I still am,
And
so.
Still does.
You're leaving me. We've been together a long time.
I know. Huh?
We have like 8 years, so I know.
Is that how long you've been on?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. My
And
third,
how long were you on, Carol, before?
I think I was on 5 or 6 years before I dropped off. I think you were only on my last year or two.
Yeah,
We weren't on together for very long.
right.
Pat, is there something that you've learned about libraries that you never thought about before?
Oh, my God, so much. So much. And I have really enjoyed it. Couple of the staff was saying today, they're going to build me a bridge for my house across the way.
Across the
So,
street,
you know.
yeah.
You'll never get away from the library, you're right.
Oh, I know. I've been over there so much the last couple of years, so it's almost like a second home. But I
You
just,
did-
Building.
I mean, if they were shorter terms, but another 3 years, I just,
Right.
can't do another 3 years, so.
You're talking about the time when we had a great deal of paperwork, when we used to have meetings. Remember, we used to have to sign.
Yeah, sign all the
We
warrants.
signed
Yeah,
everything, right.
You had
Yeah.
to go across the street and then sign everybody's paychecks too, because you were the closest person to get it done, because,
Well, I still go over to sign, how many
Right.
times a week now, so.
right, that's what I'm saying, for very
Yeah.
long.
Well, you're very much appreciated. You provided
Yeah.
Thanks, Jane.
great
Thank you.
leadership. I've learned a
Thank
lot
you.
from you.
Yes, thank you, Pat.
Thank
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we will move on. Information upcoming meetings. Liz?
The Friends are having their regular meeting on the 30th, which is a Tuesday. And then the Shark program is happening via Zoom on Thursday, the 25th at 6 o'clock. People are signing up. So
you. You are? Oh, good.
Oh, good, way to get on.
It's always good news.
yeah, I think someone from Reimagine Rockland contacted us today about sending out a link. So they're helping, which is great.
Yeah, Christine Flaherty.
Yes.
It went through the school system. It's on WRPS, maybe in the paper. Who knows about that? But
Do you have the link to it? Can you send it to me, Liz?
Yes, it will be emailed out on Thursday, the 25th. And I think Karen's going to send it to all the friends list.
Oh, good.
So you'll get it. that
All
way.
right, oh, good, we'll get it then.
you
Yeah.
can also go on the library website, Zeb, and sign up that way.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, did you mention the Friends Planning meeting?
Yes, I said that first. I said them out of order. Sorry. Yes,
Okay,
that's on
okay.
Tuesday, the 30th.
Now, when do you,
Janet,
I'm sorry,
do you
that
want to throw in your,
what?
Janet, you want to throw in your dinner? While you on here?
Oh, well, guess what? We're sold out.
Oh, good, awesome.
Church is having a grab and go dinner just to, we usually have my church, I'm sorry, the UCC church. And it's so funny because I don't know if you all know Nancy Parmenter, but she's the head chef. She's great. And she said, oh, let's just try this. Probably have like 25, 30 people, 78. She
Wow.
called me the other day and said, oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
Nice.
Way sold
Nice.
out. So we're very pleased, but if you see us
Okay.
running around on Church Street delivering meals to cars, I'm going to try to get an orange vest so I don't get killed.
Good.
Anyway,
Good.
thank you for asking though.
Wow.
Okay, with that, we're gonna adjourn the meeting at 6:36 before we move on. So I need a roll call. I need a motion.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay, so Carol, Cahill, and Zeb, Janet.
Yeah,
Okay, so roll call. Carol Mahoney,
Yes.
Gina Khan,
yes.
Carol Cahill,
Yes.
Ken Zeb,
Yes.
Jack Ward,
Yes.
and myself, Patricia Foley. So that's the end of that part. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Your last
Same
one.
to you.
Pat. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yep, last one.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Now we can get Bev on.